Have you forgiven your ex-husband?
I never will. He doesn't deserve forgiveness. I'm not Jesus. He can, now that he goes to church, he can pray for forgiveness from Jesus. I don't believe in forgive and forget. Basically, he ghosted me for a month, right? Because he wasn't coming back to my place. He was just, I didn't know where he was. Financial abuse. Because why are you living in my house? Using your apartment as an Airbnb, but all you contribute financially in my house is 2,000 rand.
The show is Engineer Your Life and I'm Lungelo KM. If you clicked on this, it means you are quite intentional about growing, because on this platform, we ensure you that we get conversations even about sensitive topics with people who are very beautiful, like the one I have today. But we're very intentional that even though you are going to be distracted by her beauty, you will still grow. Litshoanelo, how's your heart today?
I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place today.
Is it?
Yeah. I think it's school's starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started first on Monday yesterday, and then my son started today as well. So I'm thinking it's almost pick-up time.
So that whole groove.
Yeah.
Sure. Welcome home, by the way. This is home.
Thank you.
I hope you feel at home as we have this conversation. I wasn't joking. You are very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Like, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Take me through why you chose to find love on television.
That was by chance, actually, because when speaking to the people on production, apparently I was the last person to be cast. It was like I was speaking to someone that works at the company, asking me if I know somebody that wants to be on the show.
Yes.
And I jokingly said, I don't know anybody, but I'm single. And then he was like, oh, yes, no, actually, you've been on TV before, so you're perfect for this. And I was like, no, I'm joking. Then he was like, okay, sleep on it, but you have one day because they need to finish with the casting.
Sure.
And yeah, I didn't even sleep on it. I think in the evening of that day,
you gave an answer.
I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. And then the following days when I went to shoot the audition tape. Yeah.
Before we get there in much detail, did you have relationships that were easy prior to joining the show? Would you say your journey in love was easy?
I will say to an extent, maybe. I think after the show, maybe it's been a little bit more difficult because I don't trust people as much. So before, I think that the relationship before I joined the show was with my son's father. Was it easy? To an extent, but he wasn't trustworthy.
So there's a trust pattern.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yeah.
Why do you think the other relationships didn't end in marriage before the show?
I don't think that was my end goal, personally. Okay. I don't think that was something that I was thinking that's what I wanted to do. I think the one with my son's father might have ended in marriage had I not left. But I was the one that was like, no. Because I wasn't engaged to him for long. I think it was 3 months. And then I called the thing off. Sure.
I'm always intrigued. What makes a woman call off an engagement? Because it's something that women nowadays boldly do. Back then, if umuntu is engaging you or uzoglobola, it was such a massive achievement and you would never turn that down. What brings upon boldness to turn or call off an engagement?
I think I said yes to him when I shouldn't have to begin with. So after a few months, there was an event that happened that was the straw that broke the camel's back, that I was just like, you know what? This is not what I wanted to begin with. So, cheers. I'm not going to stay in this. And for me, I think when I fell pregnant, we weren't together for long. It was 7 months. And
7 months engagement.
yeah, the first time. I phoned my mom because she lives far away. And she phoned my uncle, who's my father's youngest brother. And then he called me. They were together when he called me. And he told me, he said, that's fine. You decide what you want to do with the pregnancy. Also, please note that this does not mean you have to get married. Which was interesting to me because I feel like he's in his 50s now, my uncle.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say that he's a Gen Xer, not a boomer. My mom is a boomer. Those people, those two generations, I think they are the ones that sought marriage or saw it as if you had a pregnancy out of wedlock. It's this big secret. Now you must get married before you start showing, blah, blah, blah. He advised me. He was like, you don't have to get married. Don't think that we are going to force you to do that.
Sure.
You know? So I was like, okay, cool. I'll think about it and see where it leads.
You mentioned your mom and your uncle. Is your dad not in the picture when you were growing up?
I like to say his clothes were there. He was in the street. Yeah, he was like a present absent dad, you know, like the fun one also that, I don't know, would take us to wherever he's going, to the Jewels, to the tavern, you know, the one that would give us his car keys. Yeah, sure, drive yourself. Oh. I swear, because he would stop at the tavern and say, our village, go home. And be like, okay, we are in the village now, drive yourself home.
And how old are you then?
It was 16. My twin brother and I are like 16. My sister at the time, she was 19.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wasn't there. But then my parents were officially divorced in 2008.
So they did get divorced?
Yes.
Do you remember how long they were married?
15 years, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, because in 2008 I was 15. Yeah. No, then it must have been longer because they were married before I was born. Before my sister was born as well. So, yeah, maybe 20 years.
We're fast forwarding again. You get to your 30s and you say, oh my gosh, I'm single and I want marriage. No?
Do you know what? When that person said, give this a thought, you have nothing to lose, I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I don't have anything to lose. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, at least I get to go on a vacation. It was nice.
Yeah, fully paid.
It was nice. Yeah. The honeymoon.
Sure.
Really.
Sure. Very first day of, I wouldn't say shooting because there were scenes before that. Very first day you turn around and you see your husband.
Oh, he turns around and sees me.
Turns around and sees you. Oh yes, you walk down the aisle. Yeah. You tap him.
I think the pastor was like, okay, turn around.
Okay, you can turn around.
Yeah.
And he sees you. Give me your immediate thoughts then and there.
I feel like I wasn't having any thoughts other than like, oh, he's handsome. He's really good looking.
Yeah.
He's tall. Apparently. Yeah. I was just like, I was very nervous. Like.
Impressed? Yeah? A mixture of nervous and impressed?
Yeah.
Sure. So it's nice to know that the genuine feeling of impressed was also there at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you say moving back to reality now where you guys are in honeymoon, as the show describes it, when you go back to now attempting to live together, Was the honeymoonness, the sweetness still there? Did it feel like, oh my gosh, I should have done this long ago?
I'd say yes, it did, because we were in this bubble where I don't think it really represented reality very well.
Okay.
I mean, when I say reality, I mean like post-shooting, because we were living in these apartments that were catered to for us. Yes, we had to do our own cooking, but there was housekeeping, I think, once a week. Sure, tidy up. You're not going to wait a week for housekeeping to come in.
Yeah.
If you needed something, you just make a phone call.
Yeah, to a producer somewhere.
Yes,
yeah,
I need this.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm not feeling well. I need a doctor or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was nice in that regard. Honestly, that is how I see my life moving forward, with or without a man. Like, everything I need is on speed dial.
Yeah.
Personal chef, even though I know I'm qualified to cook, but I just want to cook.
Yeah.
An au pair for the children.
Yeah.
But when the cameras are off and now you have to go back, because now we have to integrate children into the mix, it didn't really represent reality really well.
You have to leave this apartment now after shooting for how many weeks in the apartment?
6
weeks.
I think, yeah.
That's a long vacation.
Yeah, what's that?
Very nice long vacation, right? You have to go home. Whose home do you go to? What's the arrangement?
Okay, so we went back to my home. Initially, it was sort of like we're going to live separately. So, it would be like he'd come over whenever.
So he stays in his apartment?
Yes, and then I stay in mine. But it eventually happened that he was just now living in my apartment.
Red flag one.
First red flag. Because there was no discussion about that.
Sure.
It wasn't a thing of like, okay, cool, I'm going to leave my apartment and live here now permanently.
And where are the kids in this?
My child obviously lives with me full time. Okay. His child lives with her mom.
Okay.
And then she would come on weekends.
Okay.
Yeah. That was also another thing of like, okay, now there's 2 kids. I'm used to only 1 kid.
Yeah. Now you mommy and stepmommy.
Yeah.
He moves into your house without any discussion, but you're in love, you're happy. Would you say you're in love though by that time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sure, you're in love, you're happy. It feels like, no man, we're just integrating like a married couple. This is how things should be. How long before things go wrong?
Things were going wrong all the time. I'm not even going to lie to you. Because it was a roller coaster. So it was like the highs were really high and then the lows were really low. And that was red flag number 2 now. Okay. Because it shouldn't be like that. In my opinion, it shouldn't be like that. Let's take it from a mother-son relationship, right? I'm a single mom. I live with my son. It cannot be that my son doesn't know what the mood in the home is going to be like, because that'll make him uneasy, anxious, not, he doesn't know, is when I come home from school, is mommy going to be in a good mood or in a bad mood? Yeah, that's, I think for a child, in the sense of a child, would not breed a good attachment to the parent, right? Or the caregiver, whoever the caregiver is. So in a romantic relationship,
A marriage,
yes, that's also not good. You want consistency, right?
Routine.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to know that it's going to be smooth sailing. Not to say that there won't be disagreements, right? But it needs to be a little bit predictable, if I can say that. Or if you know that there's a disagreement, that the recovery from the disagreement is quick and also
healthy,
easy. You want to know that this is someone that I can approach if I have an issue.
Yeah.
Not you sitting now, you're thinking, oh, is this something I should bring up? Am I being like
too much?
Or am I
overthinking?
Yeah, am I overthinking it? No, let me rather leave
Is it too soon?
yeah, let me rather leave it
Sure.
to keep the peace, you know. So, yeah, things were going wrong.
What were these highs? You said the highs were very high. What does very high look like?
I'm even, I don't know. I don't even know if I can describe a very high, because I can't say that. Oh no, let me use an example from towards the end of last year when we went on a weekend away. He booked a weekend away for us. It wasn't even far. It was more like a staycation in Krugersdorp. It's nice. The kids are both with their other parents.
So it's all about us.
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. We're braaiing, you know. And then the lows are like a month of silent treatment.
How long?
A month. Yep.
Who's implementing this month-long silent treatment?
The male figure.
And how are you reacting here? You try and talk and you just ignored?
I try and talk. Yeah, pretty much. Like, so my home is a 2-bedroom apartment, but there's also a loft, right?
Sure.
So I can imagine he's coming out of the bedroom, going that way to go up the stairs. And as he's getting to the bottom of the stairs, I say something, and it's sort of just like this side glance. Like, you know how our parents were? Like that.
Sure.
Of like, basically like, shut up.
For a whole month. Every day of that.
Yeah. I think the longest was a month. And then the last one where I was just like, no, was 3 weeks. Yeah.
What are you arguing about that makes a person believe they can blue tick you for a month?
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah.
The 3-week long one. No, let's start with the month-long one. The month-long one was also just weird because I had gone to Cape Town with my family. So it was my mum, my son, my sister, and my brother. Actually, yeah, all of us. For Easter. And I get to Cape Town, my phone's not working for some reason. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I just need to switch it off and on when I get back to where we're staying. Because now there's no Wi-Fi. I mean, there's no data. So I'm like, okay, I switch it on and off, there's nothing. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have data. I buy data, nothing. I message him, I say, listen, if you're not able to reach me, it means I'm outside of our accommodation. So I'm not in a Wi-Fi zone. And my phone's not working. It's the Easter weekend. I cannot go and buy another phone because the shops are closed. Now get to the last day before we fly back. My mom's like, wait, you're flying back to Joburg. They're flying to Bloemfontein. My brother's going to fly back to Joburg much later. What are you going to do when you get to the airport? How are you going to get back home? Yeah. So I'm like, let me phone Kuzo and see if he can pick me up from the airport because it'll be easier. I won't be able to get an Uber. I don't have a working phone.
Sure.
I phone him, and my mom's sitting across from me at that time. She's waiting now. Okay. I phone him. I'm like, hey, can you pick me up from the airport? My phone's not working, the whole weekend. It hasn't been working. He says, no. It's the Easter weekend now. He says, no. He's going to be too busy.
This is a Sunday or a Monday?
This is on the Sunday.
Okay. Sunday evening?
No. Sunday evening. So now Monday we'd be flying back.
Okay, yeah.
It's still the weekend, right? It's Easter Monday.
Sure.
So now I hang up. Now I'm like, phew, embarrassing. Now I'm going to tell my mother this man said, but no, he can't fetch me. So I tell her. My brother comes up with a solution. When you get to the airport, get onto the Wi-Fi. Order an Uber when you're inside the airport. Wait for the Uber to get to the pick up and drop off place. Then walk there. Yeah. So that's what I did. I did that. I got home. When I got home, I let him know I'm home now. By the way, I was really disappointed that you said you can't pick me up from the airport. Mind you that there's nothing happening. It's not like it's a working day.
Literally your wife.
And you're too busy.
Yeah.
Oh, I said the wrong things. You think your problems are bigger than everybody else's. You don't know struggle. Hi, but when did we get here now? Like, What are you talking about? What? Yeah, you not being able to get from the airport is not a big deal, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. You're not going to talk to me like that, first of all. He's just raising his voice. So I'm like, okay, cool. If you can't speak to me respectfully, let's just hang up. I hang up. Then I actually call him back to be like, listen, it's not okay to do what you just did. All right. Clearly now I'm stirring the pot because, first of all, I asked to be picked up from the airport. Who do you think you are? Okay. Second of all, now I'm calling you back to tell you that what you just did, raising your voice at me, telling me that you think your problems are bigger than everybody else's. You don't know struggle. You grew up in privilege. Da 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 da. Now, I'm also wrong for saying that. He hangs up on me, like puts the phone down in my ear. I call him back. I'm like, okay, we don't do that around here. This is not the way that we do things. And then he was just like, basically, screw you. And that's how the month-long silent treatment went.
So where was he when you called? Not in the house. Where was he?
He was, and I think he was either at his apartment or like with friends.
Okay.
Or yeah.
So he still had his apartment. He still had the option of going back to his own apartment.
Yeah.
Interesting. He comes back and you spend a month not talking.
Pretty much it was like, basically he ghosted me for a month, right? Because he wasn't coming back to my place. He was just, I didn't know where he was because he had told me that he was using his apartment as an Airbnb. So if you're using your apartment as an Airbnb and you're not at my apartment, where are you? But also you don't text, you don't call. When I call you don't respond. When I text you don't respond. But then you get into a car accident and you want to tell me about it. What must I do about it? You've been ignoring
during the ignoring period.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my ancestors don't sleep. You get into a car accident. But now you want to send me a picture of your car and tell me that woe is you. Hi, Bo. I thought that we're ignoring each other. Or that you're ignoring me. Now, I literally said, okay. Because what else?
Do you think it was fair though to respond in that manner? Are you not returning the same energy? And as a wife, sometimes you must...
As a wife, I must what? No.
Address this without confusing situations?
There's no confusing situations. The situation that's confusing is silent treatment. That's the confusing situation. What must I do?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Because it's not like you got in a car accident and you're gonna come home. What do you want me to do? It's not like I didn't ignore you. I just said, all right, cool. Sorry to hear that.
Sure. So you didn't try and be there for him during that period of healing? Was he injured?
He wasn't injured. That's also another reason I was just like, it's just a car.
Whatever.
You have insurance.
Yeah.
Well, your insurer. Why are you calling me? I don't work for insurance. Because it was a minor accident. I think he hit the barrier of the highway and scraped his car. You know, the car was still functional. He was not injured. So, okay, call insurance. Take it to the panel beaters. Get an assessor to look at it.
This behavior you said that was happening of him ignoring you and speaking to you in a disrespectful manner, putting the phone down on you. When you reflect, do you not think that perhaps you had spoken to him harshly previously? You had disrespected him and he was returning the same energy?
Maybe, but I don't it was confusing because now, why are you doing this? Because I asked to be picked up from the airport. Well, that doesn't make sense. Where's this coming from? Also, the things you're saying, you think your life is better than is more important. You think, hey, but okay, so that means when you're sitting down looking at me, these are the things that you're thinking. Right? These are the things you're thinking, but now you have an opportunity to say
to
them.
Express
even
them.
Though
it's out of context.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever heard that sometimes we date people who are jealous of us?
Yes. I started to see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. And that's why I say, like, it's tricky when you're dating people now. Like, Sure, I didn't grow up in struggle, but I also didn't choose
It's not my fault.
the family that I was
Sure.
born into.
Sure.
You know, neither did he.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not downplaying or diminishing the fact that he did grow up in poverty,
Mm-hmm.
but I had nothing to do with that. Neither did he, though. So, you know, what must you do? I had other struggles in my upbringing, an alcoholic father.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Tavern.
yeah.
Do you get though how it can trigger someone who hasn't dealt with growing up in poverty to hear that your life was easy, inverted commas?
Yeah, I get that. I
Yeah.
definitely do get that. And I also sometimes, although I'm not friends with these people anymore, I've seen that in friendship where people are like, you living a nice life. Okay, but then then what? Like, you know, there's nothing that I can do about the fact that we live different lives. But I don't look at you and think that, oh, you're a great friend because you also grew up living
Sure.
a soft life.
I don't judge people on that basis.
No,
Yeah.
that is not what I base. Oh, I want to be friends with you because
Yeah.
you also
Yeah.
went to private schools.
Yeah.
No, that's not how connection works.
Sure.
You get me? So I get it can be triggering to look at someone and be like, but also you have to deal with that yourself. You have to deal with the fact that
Your lives were different.
yes.
Okay. The silent treatment ends after 4 weeks. We come back to the highs. Are we now? We forgive each other now. We're happy again. How is the period between that silent treatment and the next one? What's happening in life there?
Okay, so let me think. The next one was the
3
3
weeks
week
one. Yeah.
Okay. That was a long time in between the two, right? April to what? December, May.
Yeah. So it's a good 8 months
Yeah, but
of good marriage.
No. I wouldn't say good. Just like okay-ish. There is still silent treatment. Maybe a week in Yana here, 5 days. You know, here and there. So yeah, that we're chilling. It's we're getting by. There's fights here about you are too invested in your child's life and you leave me on the back burner. Which okay, cool. Like you can raise a point that we don't sleep in the same bed. For me, that's not a big deal because 1, he's a snorer. 2, my child still needs me in the middle of the night. I have this mantra that somebody told me when I was a new mom. This is just for now. It's not forever. So my child's not always going to need me in the night. It's just for now. He's not going to be 16 and still come look for mama at night. But I think for him, it was just like...
How old is your child?
He's 5 this year.
5 years old.
Yes.
Do you get though why he felt like there was a soul and physical connection that was being lost? Because many would argue, including myself, I'm sitting here like, that 5 years old is old. Boy, go to your own bed.
No. For me, I would counter argue that and say it depends
on
the child.
Okay.
So for some children, and also it also depends on your parenting style. I think because my child's been with me alone since he was just before he turned 2. Well, not even. Just because I'm of the type of person I am. I have focused on attachment parenting.
Okay.
Right. So I go at the child's pace. I don't believe that you can sleep train because you cannot train something that is developmental.
Okay.
Right. So I'm not going to leave him to cry it out at night. Some parents will do that. I'm not going to potty train him. He will lead me. So, and that's what he did. He grabbed my arm one day and said, let's go to the bathroom. And he peed in the toilet instead of in his nappy. Okay, for making a number 2, I had to put in some elbow grease, but in a gentle manner.
Sure.
It took longer, sure, but it wasn't stressful on him because it doesn't need to be. Does it matter really how old you were when you were last in nappies? No. No one's going to ask you that in your interview at your work. No one's going to ask you, when did you leave your mother's bed?
Sure.
But I want him to always know that mommy's always going to be there. Yes, sure, maybe I sacrificed a part of the connection with my husband. To be honest, I didn't really care. Because I'm like, this is my child. You're an adult, okay? There is time to have connection, but you choose to not go to bed at the same time as me. Then when my child wakes up in the middle of the night at 1 a.m., that's when you're coming to bed. So we're walking past each other. You're going to sleep there. I'm going to sleep in my child's bedroom. But I've asked. I said, can we change the routine a little bit? Sleep at the same time as me. Don't sleep at 4 a.m. or whatever, 1 a.m. Like,
what is he doing sleeping at 1 a.m.? Now that you
watching
think back.
Watching the Popeye Marvel. That's what I think.
That's all you saw or all you chose to see?
That's what, I don't know. Like, at that point, I think I was just like, I'm the type of person, and this is also the advice that my friends were giving him. Keep going back until you hate him.
Yo?
I think that by the time that I physically left, I had long exited mentally and emotionally. Even my psychiatrist asked me that. She was like, okay, how do you feel emotionally? I'm like, there's no emotions towards this person. And then she gave me a directive, very strict instructions on how to get rid of him.
There's a video that trended on social media recently where...
Mine?
There's a video of you talking to somebody else that trended on social media. It was, I think, a story or a reel.
Okay.
And you alleged abuse.
Yes.
You remember that video?
Yes.
If there was abuse, then I'm forced to take back everything I said about you not developing or being intentional about a connection. Because if there was abuse, then go, girl. You know?
That's the thing. And I think people don't understand. There was different types of abuse. Narcissistic abuse. Emotional abuse, e.g. the silent treatment, the stonewalling, financial abuse. Because why are you living in my house? Using your apartment as an Airbnb, but all you contribute financially in my house is 2,000 Rand. I'm a student. I think everybody knows that. I'm a full-time student, like I had lectures this morning, which means I do not have
income per se.
Yeah.
Job income, yeah.
So maybe because you think I am one of the Oppenheimers, based on what you're seeing,
yeah,
that it's okay to do that. And a friend of mine, you guys know very well, she was also on Married at First Sight, said he's using you. This is abuse. You have to stop it. Because I think I gaslit myself so much with a lot of the things that were happening that I needed somebody else's opinion. I would phone and say, this happened. And she would say, no, he's using you. Because where's the money for the Airbnb going? There was a lady from the US who stayed there a whole month.
That's good money.
That's great.
Yeah. And charging in dollars.
That's great money.
Yeah.
That's somebody's salary.
Sure.
But you also have a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got your
salary.
So
that's additional income.
And that's additional income. But you still...
2,000.
Yes. And in the 2,000, he says, Ndalo what you must, basically. If you're doing your nails, your hair, petrol, food, Ndalo what you must, like, stretch that rand, girl.
$2,000.
Yes. And there was also...
In Joburg, by the way.
In
2,000 in
Johannesburg.
Johannesburg.
No, not in, like, Lady Brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? In Johannesburg, I must see myself. And I didn't see the video, but I know what you're talking about because obviously I was there, right? But I did allege that there was abuse, and I said that there was something else that happened that was a crime that I could not report.
Sure.
Because the police couldn't do anything about it. There's nothing. Yes, I know that this is a crime. I'm a law student, and I know that the elements of the crime were there because this is what I studied, or, you know, but in the greater scheme of things, what are the police going to do?
Sure.
I posted about it even on Threads, and it went viral. I posed the scenario and said, what do you call this? And people kept naming different things. And I said, and eventually, I think after 24 hours, I closed the comments and I said, okay, guys, the person in that scenario is me. What do I do? In South Africa, what do I do? They said there's nothing you can do. Some people said go and report it, because if there's another victim after you, they will be able to see a trend or a pattern. I'm like, what are they going to do? There's nothing that they can do. I just have to deal with the fact that this happened. And he probably doesn't think that of anything of it, because when I asked him about it, he said, I thought we were just playing.
Do you think there was somebody else?
I never thought that. Even though there was a girl that came out and said she was yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I didn't take her allegations or her averments seriously.
Allegations. How long into the relationship did this girl come and say, hey, muntu amu?
As soon as the last episode dropped.
Yebana.
So, because I don't have X, someone sent me a screenshot of this, but he had already told me that this person is alleging this.
Before Ipume, why?
Yes, yeah. On X. But he had already told me that he's being harassed by this one before she came out in public.
Sure.
And she had said, basically, if I can't have you, no one can.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
And said that she would release explicit videos of them. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, let her, because that is a crime. And then you would have to deal with that.
Legally?
Yes, legally. So if she's going to do that, then let her. Don't.
So they were together before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He had told me about her before and how things ended for them and all of that. And then she came out and said, no, but this was me, and was posting videos. So that's why I didn't really believe her, posting videos as if this is happening now. Whereas possibly it could have been videos from when they were together.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's another person that's on my radar also, who was also being weird. Like, I know this person, we both know her. You know, one of those things, like, she didn't really talk to me, she'd speak to him. Like, hey, when are you guys going to invite us over for a bride? You know, so, but I see now, apparently, because I blocked him everywhere.
Yeah.
That they are always together. He even goes to church now.
With her?
Yes.
To her church?
To her church, yeah.
That's a good thing.
You know, I'm not saying God can't meet us where we're at. I'm just saying, knowing what I know about narcissists, that's, I'd put a big question mark there.
Why are you saying and alleging that he abused you financially when women all the time have less money than a man and a man will take care of them financially. What's wrong with taking care of your husband?
You know what? Like, I don't mind, right? My current boyfriend, I have told him that I'm a student now. But there will come a time where I out-earn you. I don't mind. If you mind as a man, that will be the problem.
Sure.
Right? And in fact, I prefer it that way. It puts me in a position where I feel safe, where I feel like I'm not dependent on a man, where I know that should he decide to flip his lid, I'm fine. Like, chill, go. It's okay. If you want to go, go. Then I'm not like, oh no, I can't leave him because I'm financially dependent on him, blah, blah, blah. Whereas him, there was never a discussion. You get me? It was very surreptitious, the way that he was doing things. Like someone hiding funds, you know? So I know that there's extra income coming from the Airbnb, but I don't see it. Yet you are still only, contributing 2,000 rand. There was no discussion about that. And also, I'm a student, right? So it's not at the point where, okay, cool, I finished my LLB. Now I'm an advocate. Now I'm representing whoever, Whereas I feel like with my boyfriend now, we've had a discussion that, look, yes, I'm a student now. But should we end up together, happily married?
Sure.
I'm finishing my degree next year. I will be earning peanuts as a candidate attorney, or I will be earning zero
as a pupillage.
And pupillage, you know?
Yeah.
But there will come a time where
now you counsel and you are
yes.
killing it, 30K a day.
Yeah. And we need to be okay with that. I don't want you to feel like now your masculinity is in question because this girl's bringing in bank. No. I'm the type of person where I think a lot of things can be resolved through communication. Just communicate to me that, listen, the Airbnb is bringing X amount of money in. This is what I'm doing with that money. Because now it's fishy. Why do I feel like you are like doing things on my account now without telling me? I don't know. Maybe you've got debts. Now you're like, this is my chance now.
Sure, to fix them.
To fix the debts. Yeah, sure. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Because what can I say? Am I going to say no? But you also, as a man, you are living at this girl's house. The lights are on. You're not caring how the lights are on. The water is hot. Come on. No, that's not okay.
When you left, the day you left, how did that transpire?
So remember I said my psychiatrist gave me a clear directive.
A path.
Yes. She said, if there are no more feelings, if you are detached from this person, here's what you're going to do. You are going to, because now, remember I said there were fights. There'd be fights here and there. And then the one time when there was a fight, he said, you know what, I think that I need to move out. And I was like, hey, bro, how's that going to solve our problems, you moving out? And then he stayed because now I said, how's that going to solve our problems? But then I said, you're going to use that. Now, because I felt like this person is a dangerous person, like physically dangerous. You have to be clever about how you're going to leave. So you're going to make it seem like, hey, remember you said, let's move out. Or you're going to move out because you feel like it would mean we be more intentional with the time we spend together. Maybe we'd plan date nights better, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you do that? Move out and let's see. Because I feel like that idea of yours, it was a good idea. sharp. Guy moves out. Now I'm like, okay, this is your chance. You're going to avoid him at all costs. If he says that he's going to come here, make up an excuse. Make up a story. Zion is sick. Something. And that's how it went down. My psychiatrist said, you're going to get boxes. Pack whatever's left, his things, pack them in the boxes, and then you're going to send a message and say, come and get your things. Kelani said she had the things folded. I did too. Come get your things. You have X amount of business days, failing which I will be selling them or giving them away. I told my therapist, my psychologist now, that I was afraid of him. She said, go to the police. I said, I don't think that's a good idea. Because now you want this guy to end my life. Now I'm going to be aggravating him. She's like, no, she knows a specific police officer who deals with like GBV cases and whatever, who will accompany me to his house with these things where we can exchange his goods for my house keys. And I said, okay, but now after she leaves, I'm by myself. I can't aggravate him. So cool, we scrapped that idea. I used the idea of just pack the boxes. I was just going to send them with an Uber Collect, to be honest. But one day he pitched up at my house in the middle of the night while I was asleep. And he did not tell me he was coming. So I'm hearing at the door and I'm thinking, this is the day now that I've packed the boxes. He's not supposed to see the boxes. Okay. He'd been out, I don't know, with some celebrities, I don't know. I wake up, I'm like, he's seen the boxes clearly because he's moved them and his shoes. I say to him, after I've dropped Zion at school now, I find him still there. Listen, did you see the boxes? He says, no, he didn't see the boxes. My nigga, you lying. You moved the boxes. The boxes are open now because they weren't open. I say, okay, sit up. There, at the foot of the bed, those boxes are your things. I no longer wish to be with you. Please take them and leave. How could you do this to me? At that point, I really didn't care anymore. And he left. He went to work. I said, you still have coats in the wardrobe. Please take them. He didn't take them. And then that was it. He came to fetch his things or messaged me to say, I'm coming to fetch the rest of my belongings. And I messaged Zitobile and said, this man's coming to my house. If you don't hear from me in 2 hours, come look for me. Then I phoned another friend. She said she's at work. She's a chef. She's working a night shift. Then she said, call Danielle. Danielle will be there. So I said, you know what? Actually, yes. I phoned Danielle. Danielle, this man's coming to my house. I'm scared. Please come. She comes. She brings a bottle of pepper spray. She sets the pepper spray where everybody can see it, including him. He comes. He gets his things. Gets the lots and says to me, please walk me to my car. Danielle's like, you're not going there by yourself. She takes the pepper spray. We walk down to the car together. And that was it.
Never spoken to him since?
The minute he left my complex, I blocked. I had blocked him already on socials, but then I still needed him on WhatsApp so that he can come get his things.
Sure.
The minute he left, blocked. Never spoken to him since.
I won't ask if you still believe in love because clearly you do. You were saying good things about your new man.
Yeah.
What's different about this relationship?
The communication is top tier. There's no berating the other person if there is conflict. Conflict resolution is intentional and swift because we both know that we like each other. So why would you now spend 2 weeks, 4 weeks ignoring the person that you claim to like? He's very vocal about everything, generous with his words, doesn't ever forget to tell me how beautiful I am, how smart I am, how lucky he is to have me in his life. I feel like he worships the ground I walk on, this man. As he should. He doesn't treat me like I am a slave. I am his servant. It's a team effort. We went away recently. We went out for the day, came back, had a braai. My big age, I fell asleep at 6 p.m. And when I woke up, he had cleaned everything. Nobody had to tell him. It wasn't a big fight that, oh, I'm a man, I don't wash the dishes, yada, yada, yada. It was just done. And even the trip itself was, oh, when are you finishing writing exams? I told him, would you like a little getaway after exam? Yes.
Have you forgiven your ex-husband?
I never will. He doesn't deserve forgiveness. I'm not Jesus. Now that he goes to church, he can pray for forgiveness from Jesus. I don't believe in forgive and forget. You cannot forgive somebody that did the things that he did to me. Especially the one that I said was a crime. Can't. Even if he were to go to jail, I wouldn't forgive him. But we all know he's not going to because it's South Africa.
Litshoanelo?
Yes.
It's been a privilege chatting to you.
Thank you.
Quite overwhelming at certain points because so many of us can relate, including myself, to things that happen to us that perhaps we don't have the courage that you can to share with us. And it's people like you who have courage to share these things that empower others who maybe think, am I delusional for seeing this? Am I mad for seeing this problem? I'm being touched inappropriately. Wait, this is a crime. So thank you so much. It's been an absolute privilege. And I pray for lots and lots of more love in your current relationship.
Thank you.
The show is Engineer Your Life and I'm Lungelo KM. I told you you'd learn. I'll see you guys on the next episode.